Hello and welcome back to the Perfunctionist channel. Today we're looking at a classic. We're looking at the intro to Johnny B Goode by Chuck Berry. Johnny B Goode gets played loads live on gigs and jam nights. I've had to play them at both. And in my experience, I tend to see this played in the key of A, although the original is in the key of B flat. Now, I'm not sure if it was originally recorded in A and then they sped the tape up, which at the time would make the pitch of the whole song go up, maybe up a semitone. I'm not sure if that's what happened or not. If anyone does know, if there is a story behind it, please let me know in the comments because I'm genuinely interested if there is a story behind it. That being said, I've seen Chuck Berry play this live in the key of C. So what's happening there? Again, if you know, if there is a story behind it, let me know in the comments below. We're going to do this in the original key of B flat. You may need to play it in other keys when you play this live, so you can take what we've done here and move it around accordingly. It's reasonably easy to do, but let's learn it in the original key so you can jam along with the song. If you do like this video or find it useful in any way, please consider giving it a thumbs up, and please also consider subscribing so I can reach my 1,000 subscribers and hopefully monetize this channel. Right, let's crack on. So starting off with this little arpeggio here. This little B flat arpeggio. So on the D, G and B strings, I'm playing at the 8th, 7th and 6th fret. That's how we're going to start. We're going to add some spice to this. So the second note, we're going to slide into it. That's the beginning. Right, now we're going to move on to the top two strings, the B string and the high E string at the 6th fret. And we're going to play these together. Okay, so it's going to be groups of 3 here, and to make it more interesting, which is actually the way it is in the song, we're going to slide into it from a fret below. That very last hit is the beginning of the next section. I've just added it in here just to make it sound more complete. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So there's a 1, 2 at the end, and then the last hit, which you're not sliding into, by the way. So. Okay, so when you put those two bits together. Alright, next bit. So as I said, that last hit that we had is the beginning of the next section, so I'm going to start with that. Okay, so that's just going to be essentially playing this note here and going down the Mixolydian scale. So that's the first bit, and then on the B string we're going to play the 9th fret, 8 and 6. Okay, let's move on. So now we're going to move on to the string above it, the G string, and we're going to play at the 6th fret with our first finger and hammer on a fret higher to the 7th fret, and then end up on here. 3rd finger I'm using here on the D string at the 8th fret. Okay, but so some of you eagle-eared listeners out there will probably hear that there's something missing there. So what that is, when I do the hammer on, I'm going to also play the B string. It's one of those blues things. It just sounds really nice when you add other strings to the single notes you're playing. So you'll use this a lot in this kind of music. And it's being used here in Johnny B Goode. Did Chuck Berry invent it? I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you know that. Okay, then we're going to move on to the next bit. So we're going to keep this finger here. We ended on this note here. We're going to keep it there, and we're going to add the middle finger one string above it on the A string. So A string and D string at the 8th fret. And I'll play it for you. So I'm holding these two notes down, and I'm just playing this kind of... There's a little bit of muting going on in there. So it's essentially... And I'm filling in the gaps. Okay, so... Okay, and the next bit, we're going to go to this. You could think of it as like a G minor pentatonic scale. Which essentially is the same as the B flat major pentatonic scale that we're kind of playing in at the moment. But if you want to kind of visualize it or think of it as a G minor pentatonic, then feel free to do that. So let me go from the bit before it. So what's happening there? I'm sliding in. I'm using my middle finger to slide in from on the G string 5th fret to 7th. And then I'm going to play on the B string 6 and the 8. And back to the 6 again. Then I'm going to slide back down again. I'm going to use my third finger this time from on the G string from the 7 to 5. 3 and then 5 on the D string. The extra bit, which I only actually caught recently when I was listening to this song again, when he plays these two notes, I can still hear this note there. I'm not sure if he's just holding that note or if he's strumming it as well. He may have been hitting that note by accident on the original recording. Who knows? As a rule of thumb, you can just let it ring as you play the higher notes, and then slide back down. So all together. All right, on to the next bit where it changes to the E flat chord. So it's going to be a bunch of unison bends. I say unison bends. The notes are being played separately though. So if you've ever played any Jimi Hendrix. Those are unison bends. If you played Hendrix stuff before, you will have come across that most likely. But we're going to play them separately. So what's happening here is I'm going to bend here, which is a G string, 8th fret, going up a tone. Not too quickly, not as quick as that. And then I'm going to play this note here next. That's on the B string at the 6th fret. If this is new to you, just try and get the hang of playing that. If you haven't done bending before, it might be an idea to kind of learn how to do that first. This isn't really a bending lesson, so I don't want to go into the mechanics of bending, but it's something that you'll want to be able to do to play this kind of music and a lot of guitar music in general. So I'm going to bend and then play that note there. And that's the rhythm. So you can think of it as I don't know, donkey, 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 donkey. So how many donkeys is that? Donkey, 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 donkey. Yeah, and the last donkey, the 5th donkey of the 5, is the rhythm is slightly different there. So donkey, 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 donkey. So hopefully that makes sense. I hope I'm not just saying donkey. Right, so. And again. So that bit goes around twice. A little performance note. The bend is quite short. It's not. It's. So he's bending and kind of killing the note pretty quickly. So once you've done that twice, we're coming towards the end now. So let's break that down. We're going to do one more bend in the same place as we just did. We'll go all the way up to here, high E string at the 6th fret, and we're going to go down this Mixolydian scale. So these are notes we've played in previous sections of this intro. Up to that note there. 6th fret on the B string. I'm going to go back up again, even higher to there. So high E string at the 8th fret, and just go down the scale again. With a couple of extra notes after this. Up to that note there. which are notes out of the Mixolydian scale. So if you ever need to play the Mixolydian scale, in this case in B flat, those are some notes you can use if you're, for example, improvising. Okay, so this is where it kind of differs from the minor pentatonic. We've got a major third here as opposed to a minor third, which you have in the minor pentatonic. Okay, so as we did earlier on, rather than just playing that note, we're going to hammer on into it. One more time, I'll do it slower. If I just talk about this B string, by the way, I'm using my little finger here. If you want to use your third finger, middle finger, first finger, that's fine as well. One of my teachers at music college, a guy named Martin Goulding, who some of you may know, who's a fantastic teacher and fantastic guitarist, had said to me, or said to us in the class, that you can, if you're playing, for example, the minor pentatonic, use your third finger to play the higher bits, because you might want to bend. You can do it with your little finger, but it might be easier to do it with your third finger. Anyway, back to Johnny B Goode. That's where we are now. Last bit. So you'll notice some familiar techniques there. Let's break that down. So we're going to start at this B flat note here, high E string on the 6th fret. And we're going to go from this high E string at the 6th fret down the Mixolydian scale again to there. So 4 notes. And we're going to end with 2 more unison bends. I'm going to call them unison bends. And ending with, so that last bit there, G string, 8th fret, 7th fret, and then D string on the 8th fret. One last little detail to add. When you play this bit, you're going to start off with raking into this B flat note, as opposed to, which you can do as well. Once you've got the hang of that, if you can add this rake in. So what we're going to do here is I'm aiming for this note, but I'm going to mute the strings just above it and try and get that in beforehand, which means I might have to play that high note with this part of my finger here rather than the tip. So let me rewind a little bit. So that's what's going on there. I'll play it one more time a bit slower. So let's play it all together. The original's quite fast as well, so I was quite surprised how fast it was, which is why I potentially thought that it was recorded in the key of A and sped up. But let me try it a bit faster as well. So there you have it. That is how to play Johnny B Goode by Chuck Berry in the original key. If you've made it this far, thank you for sticking around. Show me you're out there by putting in the comments, go Johnny, go. then I'll know you've made it this far. Anyway, that is how to play Johnny B Goode by Chuck Berry. I hope you found that useful and informative. Good luck with all of your live performancing. Good luck performing this, whether it's at a gig or a jam night, and I will see you in the next video.